I want you to have a man who loves you, cherishes you, respects you, and adores you. And I don't want you to settle for anything less. So I'm going to give you the 5 ways to make sure he meets your needs so that you can experience an amazing relationship. My name is Stefan Labossiere, aka Stefan Speaks, your certified life and relationship coach, here to provide you with dating and relationship advice. Today's video is for the women, and like I said, it's going to be the 5 ways to make sure he meets your needs. Now, as always, before we begin, be sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave your comment below. What's a way you feel is a way to make sure he meets your needs? Now, listen, I know a lot of you are frustrated with relationships and dating, and some of you may feel like these men out here don't know how to please a woman and take care of her needs. But I want you to understand there are a lot of great men out there. There is a man out there that is for you, that can love you, pour into you, and give you exactly what you're looking for. But you have to understand the role that you play to increase your chances of getting what you desire, or on the opposite end, what will decrease those chances, all right? You do have power in your position to create better results, and I wanna lay those things out for you. So we're not gonna waste any more time. Let's get to it. 5 ways to make sure he meets your needs. Number 1, get with a man who actually likes you. All right, listen, I'm sorry, but I had to get that out the way because so many times I see women trying to get the right things out of the wrong man. Listen, there is no cure for getting with the wrong man. And for anyone who thinks, oh, there's no such thing as right or wrong, no, you're absolutely incorrect. There is a such thing as right or wrong. There are some individuals that no matter what, you're not going to properly align with them. You're not going to be able to get on the same page with them. You two simply do not match. All right. Or there's way too much toxic energy due to past relationship hurts, a lack of healing, all kinds of other issues that is blocking your ability or their ability, both of yours ability to have a healthy relationship. So yes, there is a such thing as getting with the wrong person. So number 1, as I said, is get with a guy who actually likes you. Even if, don't get me wrong, I want you with the right person. But at least he has to like you. Like, that's the foundational piece. Because again, here's the other problem. Some of you are getting with men because you see a lot of things that you like and you're idolizing him and you're putting him on a pedestal and you're saying, this is the guy I've dreamt of. But you're completely ignoring that he doesn't really like you like that. He may take from you. He may gladly use you. He may gladly sleep with you. But does he actually like you? Does he enjoy being around you? Does he even care to pour into your needs? I can give you the rest of this list, and I will. And none of it will matter if you're getting with a guy who simply does not care to make you happy, who simply does not care about how you feel. So please make sure that you proceed with your eyes wide open. Pay attention, trust that intuition. I'm always talking about it. Listen to your spirit and learn, are you really even entertaining a guy who has the foundation of liking you and wanting to pour into you? And then from there, we go to number 2. So the second way to get a man to meet your needs is to beat him with a stick. Now I'm playing. Listen, don't beat nobody. Don't attack no man. The number 2 way is be open and honest about your needs, all right? So here's the other mistake a lot of women make. You're approaching dating and relationships with this mentality that he should be able to know what I want. This should be common sense. He should be into me enough to pick up on these things. Now, granted, there is a level of being in tune with your partner that I encourage men to embrace. He should be paying attention. He should be trying to learn you. He shouldn't have to have you spell everything out. However, the title of this video is Ways to Make Sure He Meets Your Needs. And if we want to make sure, if we want to be 100% certain, we have to make things clear. We have to let this person know what it is you're looking for. Be honest and be willing to lay that out. Now, I know the concern and fear is if you tell a man what you need, that he will just give it to you to basically reel you in, play you, use you, and then discard you. And I'm not going to act like that's never happened. But that is a minority situation. That is not what is common, because the average man, if he's not really serious about you, isn't trying to put in all of that work, all the work that you will detail for him by laying out what you're looking for, just so he could use you and play you. Many times when you see what looks like the man doing everything in the beginning and then switching up, there are a multitude of other reasons why that's happening that has nothing to do with him intentionally coming into that situation trying to play the woman. So do not let that be your concern. And even if you want to make that argument, I would argue that more women have gotten cheated and gotten less than they deserved because they stayed quiet, because they were not transparent, more than the ones who said what they looked for and a guy used it against them. All right? The reality is that your odds are higher when you're open and honest, when you lay things out so that he understands. Because what you have to realize is we all come from different backgrounds. What he's dealt with in previous relationships and dating experiences may be very different from what you are expecting. So this idea that it should be common sense, well, guess what? Common sense ain't always so common. And so he doesn't realize, for example, that you may not like texting so much. You may want phone conversations, but he got accustomed to the last 5 women he dated loving to text, or even texting more than he was. If you don't lay that out for him, if you don't make that clear that, hey, I need more phone conversation, FaceTime, face-to-face, whatever, then it's very easy for him to make the mistake of leaning too much on the texting, not knowing it's a problem for you. And I've seen so many women cut the man off because, oh, well, he should know better. He's a grown man. No, he genuinely did not realize this was a problem. And here's the great thing about being open and honest about what you need. I always say it is one of the greatest ways to expose if a man is serious about you, because how you know a man's really into you is not in him knowing automatically what to do. It's seeing how he handles your feelings and your concerns when you express them. When you are able to see that this man is willing to listen and take the correction and make the necessary adjustments, that shows you he's serious. You can't expose that if you're not open and not willing to talk to him. You have to be able to have healthy communication. So laying out your desires is a great way to do that. But one thing hitting me before we move on to number 3 is, as always, express yourself in a calm and loving manner. And I laugh because I already can see some of y'all saying what you need with this little attitude or this matter-of-fact energy behind it that may come off a little hard, a little overwhelming, a little dominant, all right? And that won't translate well, all right? And so the issue won't be what you actually needed, it will be how you communicated it. So make sure you are expressing yourself in a calm, loving, positive manner. I'm even going to throw in feminine energy. Use that feminine energy when you express yourself. And if he is serious about you, then he will embrace what you need. Now, the third way to make sure he meets your needs is to show appreciation. Now, listen, there's a quote I always use: appreciation breeds production. I don't care who you are, man or woman. When you don't feel like your actions are appreciated, you are going to do them less. You're going to be much less willing to step up to the plate and pour into that person in any setting when you feel like your actions, your efforts go unrecognized, go unappreciated. You feel like they're devalued. So in essence, as a woman, if you want to make sure he meets your needs, you have to show appreciation. And let me tell you something about men very specifically. Men get very conditioned to what you deem worthwhile and what you show has no value here. Meaning, if he gives you flowers, all right, every month, and he doesn't get much of a reaction out of you, he will eventually stop giving you flowers. But if he notices that every time I'm just using this a random example, takes out the garbage, you give him a kiss in the cheek, and maybe something else that makes him happy, then he's going to be so much more willing to take out the garbage because he sees there's a positive outcome. He sees there's a reward for this action. And you might say, well, he's supposed to do these things. Stop with that mentality. That's what gets people in trouble. We have to recognize that anytime someone does for you, they're making a choice. And that choice should be acknowledged and appreciated. Granted, it may not be every little thing that has to be a big old party thrown for it, but you've got to be willing to show him and make sure he understands that these actions and efforts are valued by you, are appreciated, and are very welcomed. And you do that by reciprocating, and we'll get into that a little bit later, by also recognizing or finding out what does he need from you to know this is appreciated. Is it a simple thank you? Is it that kiss on the cheek? Is it a hug? Is it the way that you're now willing to do for him? Whatever it is, just make sure you understand his love language so that you can be communicating that appreciation in an effective manner. But do not neglect it, because I see so many times women not being or not holding themselves accountable for the fact that they're not showing appreciation to that man. And then wondering why those actions disappear, wondering why he's no longer doing what he used to. You've got to make sure you hold up your end of the bargain and show that appreciation. Now, the fourth way to make sure he meets your needs, actually, before I give you the fourth way, as always, quick plug, get your copy of the book, How to Get a Man to Cherish You. Don't get triggered by the title. There's so much more to it. Just click the link below in the comment section or in the description. Trust me, you're going to love this book. Even if you think right now, oh, hell no, I don't have to get a man to do anything. Listen, just read it. You are going to appreciate that book so much. So many women are experiencing amazing results from it. You can see the reviews on Amazon as always. But again, click the link in the description or comment section. Now, number 4. The fourth way to make sure he meets your needs, pour into his. So this kind of goes hand in hand with appreciation. Listen, if we want to receive, we have to be willing to give. We have to be willing to put out what we want in return. We have to make sure that we are holding up our end of the bargain. If we are not reciprocating the effort of the person that we're with, then we will see their effort dwindle. We will see that relationship start to deteriorate. We have to hold ourselves to the standard of coming 100-100. You know how they say 50-50? No, forget 50-50, 100-100. I'm going to give my all, you give your all. We make sure we're pouring into each other. But the key, a big key to this is making sure you're pouring into him what he needs, not what you want to give. Not what you think is appropriate, not what you've been taught, but it doesn't line up with what really speaks to his heart. A lot of women make that mistake, and you'll hear women say, well, I've done everything for this man. I do this, I do that, I do that. But when you speak to the man, it was nothing that he actually wanted. Like what he actually was looking for, what he actually had expressed to this woman was important to him. She would ignore that, but continue to do what she felt should be appreciated, what she felt he should be happy with. But it doesn't work that way. You've got to get in tune and in proper alignment with what his needs are, the same way he needs to do with you. And when you do that with a man who actually likes you, with a man that you have a connection with a man who's serious about you, guess what? He will want to meet your needs. He will want to make sure you're happy. It will go both ways. No, he will not just take, because he actually loves you. And when you can see that you're pouring into the man what he needs, but he's not giving back, he's not loving you in return, well, that is a clear sign you're with the wrong man. You are wasting your time. So pull out. But you won't see that until you actually give your full effort. So make sure you're putting your best foot forward. You're finding out what's going to make him happy, and you're pouring into him the same way you want him to pour into you. Now, the fifth way to make sure he meets your needs, to make sure any man meets your needs, is to never be afraid to leave him. All right, so this one's going to require a little deeper explanation, all right? Now, let me put it to you like this, or let me start it off like this. Anytime someone feels like no matter what they do, you will always be there, your relationship is done. Forget about it. It is going to become almost human nature to a certain extent that the individual will now take advantage of the fact that they know there is no real consequences to any of their bad behaviors. It's almost like if you worked at a job and you knew that no matter how late you were, no matter how much you slacked off with work, no matter what bad thing you did, this job was never going to fire you, demote you, or give you any kind of consequences. Guess what? You will naturally start to slack off. You will naturally start to give less than you were when you thought consequences were waiting for you on the other side. So in a relationship, if you want to make sure someone is pouring into your needs, granted, we need all the things we talked about earlier, but they also need to understand that yes, if you don't step up to the plate, I am out. There's nothing wrong with that. Everything in life has consequences. Your job has consequences. If you don't pay your mortgage, you will lose your house. If you don't eat a certain way, your body will deteriorate and become unhealthy. Like, I can go on and on and on, but the point is there are always consequences for bad actions. But unfortunately, we have a lot of people who are engaging in relationships where they believe this idea of love them unconditionally and confusing that with accepting and tolerating nonsense and toxic energy and BS behavior, all right, out of the name of love. No, that's not love. Number one, that's an unhealthy attachment that allows you to even deal with that mess when that person's not doing their part consistently. It's one thing to have a moment. It's one thing to go through a rough patch. But when this person is consistently bad, when this person is consistently not doing their part, that is not love keeping you there. That's an unhealthy attachment. But I digress. Let's get back to the main point here. They have to understand that, yes, there will be consequences if they don't show the right actions. Plain and simple. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with expressing or showing a partner that, hey, I will be everything you need. I will love you in all the ways you're looking for, but you have to do your part. And as long as you do your part, I'm going to always be here. Now, that doesn't mean, again, that just the moment that they slip up, you get to act a fool. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is if a pattern is created, if we see consistent bad behavior, they cannot be allowed to think that this is acceptable and okay. And when that's understood from the beginning, it helps to keep people in line. Not in a way that we're trying to force them. It's just understanding that, as I mentioned earlier, human nature is if there are no consequences, we will slack off. So we have to maintain that there are consequences in this relationship. And yes, I can love you and you should love them unconditionally, but the relationship comes with conditions. There's a difference there. And we have to understand that difference because I can love you from afar. I don't have to remain in this relationship committed to you, pouring into you, giving you everything that you've been looking for when you're unwilling to do your part. That is unacceptable. So the relationship is conditional. My love, again, I will always care for you. I will always pray for you. I will always hope the best for you. And when it is appropriate, I will give when, God calls me to give to you. Outside of that, though, again, being in a structured, committed relationship, nah, buddy, if you don't want to meet the requirement, you don't get to keep the job. Plain and simple. And that's what we have to understand and carry with us. And let me tell you, any person who truly loves you will understand and respect that. Plain and simple, because they wouldn't want you to accept them even in constant mistreatment. They wouldn't expect you to be with them when they're blatantly being toxic. Like that's not the mindset of someone who truly loves you and is healthy. Of course, if they're unhealthy, then all bets are off. It's a whole different conversation. But a healthy-minded, or at least healthy enough-minded individual who genuinely cares about you does not expect you to tolerate nonsense constantly. So they will be okay with this concept, and you should be okay with this concept. And when you guys can get on the same page with that, I can assure you that now you will see a much healthier and better relationship. So again, well, before I say again, one, let me re-mention, get the book, How to Get a Man to Cherish You, all right? You're going to love it. Click the link in the description or the comment section. But also, I want to circle back to number one. When I said, find a guy who actually likes you. At the end of the day, what I really want for you is to find that or receive that man you have a genuine connection with. Because as long as that connection is really there, all of these things start to fall into place so much easier. And your ability to work through any struggles are going to become strengthened because you're with the person you truly align with. Now, I know some of you may not even understand connection, and I'm going to have to do a video breaking that down completely for you. But the bottom line is, find that person you truly on a deeper level connect with, spiritually connect with, all right? From a purpose perspective in life, align with. This is the foundation necessary, and again, will set you up to be with a man who will meet your needs. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Because if you want what some people consider a high value man or a man who's very accomplished, he's more likely to put more value on your feminine energy.